In this video, we'll be covering alerting. Alerting is the backbone of the system. Monitoring devices will give you the data you need, but alerts will notify you when important events occur. Before configuring alerts, you want to make sure that you're receiving data from the devices you want to alert on. For instance, we have this red device here in the San Francisco office. The device is down, and I don't see any data coming in. So if I create a memory alert for this device, it won't notify me because there's no data being received. So make sure you discover your devices covered in our agent deployment video and are getting data for it through SNMP, agents, or otherwise. For example, I have this router and I see that I'm receiving data. If it's not working, make sure you click Settings, Verify monitoring status, and there should be little to no failures showing up. These top two failures are not relevant to the data I want to receive, and therefore I can ignore them. Alerts are all driven via policies. All devices that are grouped in a policy will inherit that policy's monitors and alerts. For instance, I have a networking policy. If I right-click and edit the policy, I can view all devices that belong to it. All the monitors in my networking policy will act the exact same way, provided that I'm receiving data for each device. Alerts for a policy are configured in the Alerts tab. Clicking on this tab, I can see a set of pre-canned alerts. You can edit or delete these alerts. For example, this Memory Smart alert is a good alert for hardware issues. It has the condition if memory is over 90%, which will trigger the alert if any device's memory capacity exceeds 90%. There are many conditions that you can alert and notify on, many of which will not be covered in this video. But there are a couple of wildcard conditions that are very useful and you might want to explore. For example, SNMP trap conditions, as I have here. This is great for printers or networking equipment and can show you CPU data, temperature, or fan speed, something that we typically don't monitor, by alerting on specific user-defined object identifiers, or OIDs. You will find that at times you'll want to set multiple conditions. This can be done simply by adding a condition to your list. For example, the current condition says alert me if memory capacity is over 90%. I can add a condition that will notify me if CPU usage exceeds 85%. So when multiple conditions are used, you're going to want to decide whether to alert if all conditions must be met before alerting, or if any condition must be met before alerting. This is chosen using this drop-down menu below the conditions box. If you choose to have PacketTrap alert you if any condition is met, be careful, because an alert that is triggered for one condition, such as memory capacity exceeding 90%, must be reset before any other condition will be alerted on. In this case, you would not receive an alert about the CPU exceeding 85% until you go in and reset the entire alert. That is, unless you use reset conditions. A reset condition is a proactive component of the alerting system and will reset an entire alert if a condition is met. In this case, if memory capacity drops below 70% for a prolonged period of time, here I've set it for 60 minutes, then the alert will be reset. However, as stated above, all other alert conditions will be ignored until either that reset condition is met or you go in and reset the alert manually. Therefore, my CPU usage condition would be ignored until either of those things happened. Another proactive component of the alerting system are actions. Adding an action to my alert will allow me to execute something if my condition is not met. For example, with this SNMP trap alert condition that notifies me when high temperature OID is detected, I can choose an action to shut down or reset the respective device. Any condition, if met, will trigger an alert in the system, but it won't notify anybody if a notification box is not checked here to the left and an email address specified. However, you don't want to send notifications for every alert, only for critical alerts such as server down or network down. Now, it is possible to set alerts for global policies. That is, those policies that apply across all customers. This can be done by clicking Configuration at the top, clicking Policies, going to Global Policies, and editing your policy. Going to the Alerts tab and adding the alert there. Now, for any policy, you can set certain notification rules that will allow you to route notifications on alerts to specific people based on their roles, priority, and severity. At the bottom of the Alerts tab, you will see a section for alert notifications. By selecting Manage Alert Notification Rules, you will be able to create a custom notification rule. For example, with this notification rule, I'm going to tell the system to notify M. Plotkin of all alerts for my San Francisco office, for my networking policy, if the severity is high and the device role is a server. This would be very useful if M. Plotkin is a contracted server expert for my organization. Note, in order for this to work effectively, you must make sure that your devices have the appropriate roles. This can be done under the Devices tab by right-clicking on a device, going to Settings, Names and Roles, and determining that the system has defined the appropriate role, or by setting your own roles manually. Lastly, to reset an alert, simply select a device, usually indicated by a yellow color. Notice the alerts that have been triggered on the right-hand side. Click Manage and click Reset on the alert dialog. As you can see, the alert has been reset and this device is now good to go. That is all for the alerts video. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching.